So I want to talk about the two prevailing factors that are going on right now. But first, here's Kamala Harris at her event in Philadelphia. Take a look.
We have an opportunity before us to turn the page on the fear and the divisiveness that have characterized our politics for a decade because of Donald Trump. We have the ability to turn the page on that same old tired playbook because we are exhausted with it. And we are ready to chart a new way forward. And yes, we will be joyful in the process. Philly, we've got 9 days. 9 days. 9 days left in one of the most consequential elections of our lifetime. And we know this is going to be a tight race until the very end. So we have a lot of work ahead of us. But we like hard work. Hard work is good work. Hard work is joyful work. And make no mistake, we will win. We will win. We will win. For the next 9 days, no one can sit on the sidelines. There is too much on the line, and we must not wake up the day after the election and have any regrets about what we could have done in these next 9 days. We are fighting for a future of our nation where we tap into the ambitions and the aspirations and the dreams of the American people. We are a new generation of leadership that is optimistic and excited about what our nation can do together. And the great thing about living in a democracy, as long as we keep it, is that we, the people, have the power to choose the direction of our country and its leadership. The power is with the people.
So that was Kamala Harris. There are two prevailing issues playing out right now in the final days toward Election Day. The first is that women in this country are Exhibit A of Trump's America, of what is happening right now because of Donald Trump. One tiny example amid a sea of horrific stories is a woman bleeding out so bad, but yet turned away from the ER when she needed health care for a miscarriage, for symptoms of a miscarriage. A woman, that woman, bleeding out so badly she's passed out, being dragged to the hospital by her husband. That woman bleeding out so bad that she had to prove to the hospital that she was bleeding out to the point where she was dying enough to receive care. Michelle Obama spoke to these issues, as well as the double standard playing out between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris in this election. Take a listen to Michelle Obama over the weekend.
So to the men who love us, let me just try to paint a picture of what it will feel like if America, the wealthiest nation on earth, keeps revoking basic care from its women, and how it will affect every single woman in your life. Your daughter could be the one too terrified to call the doctor if she's bleeding during an unexpected pregnancy. Your niece could be the one miscarrying in her bathtub after the hospital turned her away. You will be the one praying that it's not too late. You will be the one pleading for somebody, anybody, to do something. And then there is the tragic but very real possibility that in the worst case scenario, you just might be the one holding flowers at the funeral. You might be the one left to raise your children alone. So I am asking y'all from the core of my being to take our lives seriously. Please, do in the hands of politicians, mostly men, who have no clue or do not care about what we as women are going through, who don't fully grasp the broad-reaching health implications that their misguided policies will have on our health outcomes. The only people who have standing to make these decisions are women with the advice of their doctors. We are the ones with the knowledge and experience to know what we need. So please, please do not hand our fates over to the likes of Trump, who knows nothing about us, who has shown deep contempt for us. Because a vote for him is a vote against us, against our health, against our worth.
That event was in Kalamazoo, Michigan on Saturday. More than 1.7 million residents in that state have already cast their ballot. That breaks down to more than 1.5 million done absentee ballot, and over 200,000 have voted earlier in person. The second prevailing factor in this election is democracy. And I understand for many voters, it might be harder to comprehend, especially the concept of what is happening at, for example, the rally at Madison Square Garden. What we're seeing play out before our eyes is the normalization of disinformation, the normalization of lies, the normalization of violent events like January 6th, calling it a day of love, the normalization of threatening your enemies, threatening to use the military against your enemies, the normalization of fancying Hitler and wanting his generals, the normalization of calling people who've died for our country suckers and losers. Trump Republicans are allowing a descent into fascism by not standing up. Where is the moment? Like right after January 6th, when Lindsey Graham said, "I'm out." And then he backed down. He said he was out, but he backed down. Where's Mitch McConnell? Where's Speaker Johnson? Guess where he is? Speaking at the rally. The normalization of the most degrading, difficult, violent things that can imagine. That is what happens when fascism takes over, and that is what they are attempting to carry out. So the question is, in these final hours, are voters going to take these warnings seriously? Because many think it can't happen. It's not possible. It doesn't mean it. Are voters going to take it seriously when he says what he's going to do? I go back to abortion and look at the women who are suffering today and ask you, don't take what they're going through in vain. Please believe him.